Ex-Borno Governor Modu flees to Abuja to avoid COVID-19 tests despite close contact with dead victims. Sahara reporters gathered that Sheriff had refused to make himself available for COVID-19 tests despite meeting two prominent citizens of the state who died of the virus recently. Residents of Maiduguri, capital of Borno State, have expressed concerns after the whereabouts of former governor of the state, Modu became a subject of debate. Sahara reporters gathered that Sheriff had refused to make himself available for COVID-19 tests despite meeting two prominent citizens of the state who died of the virus recently. A member of the state prevention and response team said the former governor was one of the contacts being traced and linked up with late former governor Muhammad Goni and Shehu of Bama, Alhaji Kyari Ekanemi, who both died of the virus. Both Goni and Ekami had last week attended the funeral of Sheriff's late father, Galadima Modu Sheriff, in Maiduguri, where social distancing rules were broken by attendees. Also, during the 3 days of mourning, they were said to have had meetings with Sheriff at his father's residence and his private residence in GRA, Maiduguri. But a source close to the former governor said he had fled to Abuja to avoid health officials, especially from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and the state COVID-19 prevention and team from taking his samples for tests. Says, we are surprised that someone like him would be afraid to get tested. They called him several times to make himself available for testing, but he refused. He deceived them and ran away to Abuja with few of his aides. This is someone who had different meetings with the late Goni, the source said. I think it's as simple as that. In as much people now know that he had contact with those people who have died of the virus, they just start avoiding him. They start avoiding him, and I'm even sorry for the hates that have been following him. Of course, we know the incident that happened to Kyari and the staff in his office. So if those aides, if they really love themselves, they ought to, they need to really separate themselves from him. But the way the country is, they will still continue to follow him until all of them will enter the same place. And at the end of the day, it might be that he does not even have the virus, but the best thing is for him to test it, get himself tested, so that he will not be sharing it like a money, like as if it's just free gifts. So the best thing is for him, just like if he knows his status before the whole thing will just weigh him down. That is what most of them do not really understand. If there's anything that will happen, maybe at the early stage, maybe it will be tackled until the situation will get deteriorated, then why is he running? Of course, it's not as if he's not been informed. If he's not been informed, it's a different ballgame entirely. He's been informed, and according to source, he's not been picking calls. The next thing, he has gone to Abuja. Maybe he will go to Abuja to go and run the test. But for those who must have heard about it, the best thing is for them to try to separate themselves from him or distance themselves from him. A lot of things have been happening in this country. A lot of people have broken this order of social distancing and this lockdown, and nothing has happened to them. They look at themselves, they see themselves as highly and mighty people that cannot be touched. A typical example was what happened in Abuja when Kyari was buried, and at the end of the day they would just say, oh, we are sorry, and a lot of people have been clamoring for what they did to other people, that they have to reverse it. But this country is just, the country is not really ready. The people, most especially the leadership of this country, is not ready to change the narratives. They don't want things to change. They will be telling you change begins with you. They will tell the citizens to be law abiding, but they are not law abiding. Once they flat these orders or any other law, they start apologizing. They start looking for a way to exonerate themselves. You can imagine if this kind of a thing had not happened. Maybe if they had observed it, it would have saved him all this kind of stress. But they just believe that it's nothing. And that is why you see majority of the people from their side too. They just do whatever they like. They come out for protest, they do all manner of things. The police will not even do anything to them. But when it comes to other region, other zones, that is when you know that there's government in this country. But when it comes to their own thing, you don't know that the government is existing. But they want to flex their muzzle when it comes to Southeast, South, and the rest of them. So the best thing is for him to go and get himself tested. This is not this. He does not know big man, and that is what we've been talking from day one. This Koro does not know big man. He does not know whether you are poor. He does not know your color. He does not know whether you are tall or you are short. That is what they don't know. He does not know whether you have a money in your bank accounts. He does not know the kind of position you are holding. That is where they are getting it wrong. Majority of them, there was a time the NCDC or the Minister of Health was crying out that a lot of all these big men, the so-called big men, they have been going from one private hospital to another, and it's more detrimental and causing more problem for all those private hospitals, because a lot of people who attend our hospital might not even know what must have been happening in that hospital. For want to go to hospital now, it's even risky. So I think maybe if he does not want to accept that, maybe they have to compare him before we start sharing it like a free donor. Someone says here that not say Buhari, please look for him. They should look for him by all means. It is Sheriff's desire to willingly spread his symptoms to the glutinous hearted ones who run after all ill-gotten wealth of this mundane and Satan called Modu Sheriff. That is the reason for his still evading test run. Please, NCDC, declare Modu Sheriff wanted and tame him. Yes, yeah, it has become an animal that you have to tame. Maybe a wild animal that will be tamed. He knows he can't go unpunished. If he like, he can run, but it won't favor. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. These people's comments here, so funny. They say let him run. It won't favor him till he said what he knows about the Chibok girls that were taken away in an akimbo style during his time as the then governor of the state. I'm sure he's regretting now. This person is he's seeing it from a different angle. We are talking of COVID-19. This person is talking of a coronavirus. About the Chibok girl, it was a Kashim Shetima, not him. Okay? Let them declare him wanted. Use police, soldiers, and Interpol to arrest him. He must be tested by all means. Interpol, okay, in this country. He can't go out of the country. Oh my God. My God, this is really funny. NCDC to declare him wanted. Why telling us? High service. They need to tell us, because if they are not coming out to say it, a lot of people will still be, they will still be romancing him, they will still be shaking hands with him, they will still be doing all manner of things with him. But even at that, I could remember when in the UK they were giving some advising people that everybody should stay at home. When their lockdown started, they said everybody stay at home, don't visit anybody, even if you're unless you're the family, your own family member that you stay together with, here you are allowed to be seen in their company. But if there's any other of your family member that is living outside your home, if the person calls you, let us meet somewhere, just tell the person no, that you are not going. No. If friends call you, say no. If anybody calls you, no, don't associate with anybody for that period. That is how it ought to be. But these people, I don't know. They believe that everything is money. They believe everything is position. Oh, I'm a big man. The corona does not, or maybe they believe that maybe it happens to people maybe in a dirty environment. Of course, they know it has been happening in all this Western world. So I don't just know what they are thinking in the first place. They don't even like their lives. This kind of a thing happen. You cannot just gently arrange yourself and just do this thing in a smaller way. No, everybody must be there. The same thing Abakari did, and it affected a lot of people. It's unfortunate, really, really unfortunate. NCDC to declare him wanted. NCDC must fish him out and test him for COVID-19 before he infects everybody in Abuja and Borno State. Like I said, if they don't say this thing, people will not know. So since it's been made public, anybody who sees him, they will not be running away from him, because they will not want to associate with him. That's just the way it is, and it's a good one. But that does not mean that they should not get him tested. He has to be tested. He should be isolated first. He's a potential carrier. Why is he running after gathering mammoth crowd in his father's burial? Creepy, blighted statement, economic burdens, now medical hazards. AKK. Now, why you dey run? No be you say you be oga go Oga, go back to your seat and wait for the consequence of acting above the law. When some of our elite isn't living up to expectation, do not expect exemplary conduct. What do you expect from the average man on the streets? I have always maintained that bad leaders beget bad followers, and that is the case of Nigeria. Oga, please make yourself available. Another one says here that who? Please leave him and let the virus grow on him. Well. This is pathetic and very wicked. The beast is inconsiderate. So guys, what do you think? Let's have your own take in the comment section. Thank you.